Hi, sixth grade. Okay, as promised in our prior lesson, I said that we would start working on persuasive essays or argumentative writing. And this is what our next assignment is. So I'm going to go through what our directions and expectations are for this assignment. You need to make sure you are paying attention and you are doing your very best work. Don't rush because this is not a big assignment. But it's important enough to make sure you do a good job so that you can get a good grade. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example, and I want you to follow the example to write your own paper. On here, we are, let's say, learning some new words that we hadn't talked about before we left. And our first word would be an antecedent. What is an antecedent? An antecedent is a short story. And in this particular instance, whatever our topic is, whatever your question is, be what you write about. But whatever your topic is, it should be a personal experience or a scenario, a story that relates to what it is we're talking about. Okay, so for an example, I'm going to use, should students have to wear uniforms to school? Okay, that might be interesting enough, but we need to go a little bit deeper. Now, say for instance, because when we is giving us the question, if we use our question the correct way, we should be able to write our thesis statement based on that, on our question. And you need to state your position on there. So, are you for wearing uniforms or are you against wearing uniforms in school? Okay, so let's go with a scenario of what I just mentioned. Excuse me. Should students have to wear uniforms in school? That's been an object of discussion since my kids were there. So I want to make it a little bit more interesting. So I would say, do you think students should be forced to wear pants when it's over 100 degrees outside? Our school rules state that we cannot wear shorts until May 1st. What if we have days that are warmer before May 1st and we're forced to wear long pants and it's hot? So that could be, for instance, I could say, there have been times when the weather has been over 80 degrees before May 1st, or it's been over 80 degrees after October. And students should be able to dress according to the weather and not according to the date. Okay, there's my argument. We need 2 to 4 sentences. You can always write more, but right now I want us to make sure we're focusing on well-written sentences that support your argument. So that is what you're going to do. You're going to come up, and in that, when we write these, so you're going to make sure you have 2 to 4 sentences related to your topic, and you're going to make sure you're answering the question. I need to be clear, well, you need to be clear what your position is so I know exactly what it is you're talking about. Some people might argue that I believe that students should wear uniforms to school. Have you ever been teased because you didn't have name brand clothes? So that way it is easier. It's like I might have seen a situation where a student was bullied because they didn't have nice clothes. So I feel like it'd probably be a better for the school and for the students to wear uniforms. So I gave you an argument on both sides. So your topic is, should students be allowed to have phones in elementary and high schools? So that's what you're going to answer. I want the first sentence is you answering that the question, and then I want 2 to 4 sentences that is explaining why you feel that they should or should not have phones in elementary and high schools. So make sure you take your time. Make sure you spell check. Make sure you're using punctuation. Make sure you're capitalizing where it is appropriate. We have to make sure we're doing those things. So make sure you're paying attention to those things, because I am going to mark you down for misspelled words when you have spell check on the computer. I'm going to mark you down if you're not ending your sentences with a period. And I'm going to mark you down if you do not have enough. So make sure you have all of those things and make sure you submit this. Okay, until our next lesson, this is goodbye.